Hey everyone, welcome to QuantumAcacias. My name is Dee and I am so glad that we found each other. Make sure that when you do come and get nice and comfy and cozy. We're going to do an adventures in the Astrals. I know, I'm on this adventures in the Astrals. I think I'm going to keep it that name, but then sometimes I like to switch it up, you know what I'm saying? Change it up a little bit, but right now I'm really feeling oh my gosh, look at this little baby crow. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. So out here in Arizona, we have purple sage bushes, which I'd never heard about purple sage, but there's the place that I always go, and there are purple sage bushes around, because one day I went out and I was like, what type of plant is this? It's got this cute little purple flower, and since it's so hot and stuff in Arizona, like you hardly ever see it like bloom in full, but there's this little baby crow by the purple sage bush. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to look and see if there's some. Oh, look, this car has 621 on it. Ooh, summer solstice vibes for winter solstice. Okay. Let me see. Let's look. Okay, wait. Hold on. Before I do that. Okay, so today the numbers syncing you into this message for a point in time are 24. Okay. 547 and 57. Okay, so when you see those numbers, if you see like a direct correlation to all of those numbers, it's definitely syncing you into this message for a point in time. So either something about this could, oh my gosh, wow, I didn't even think about that. Whoa. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I can't give it away, so I'm going to say it at the end. Hopefully I remember. If not, I'm going to come back and say it. But whoa, because I just got a text message about something that's connected to this message today, and I'm about to pass out because I didn't even put two and two together. But anyways, okay, so those messages are syncing in. Was there something else I wanted to say? I can't remember. No, I don't think so. Okay, so the little bit of story time before we get into this adventure in the Astrals. So I had a really, I need to stop looking at these cars and stuff because there's always messages everywhere, y'all. Okay. So in 2021, yeah, because I was still pregnant, I think, when I had the session. I ended up having a session in October on the 15th, which was very intense. At some point I will talk about it. It was my own QHHT session, so I got the QHHT session. I've had 4 sessions so far, and they have all been wild.com. I can't even lie. And I've done probably about 15 or so. And I'll probably talk about some of the aspects of those at a later date. But I'm not really focused on QHHT. Right now I'm working on the Subliminal. So I just worked on the Beauty Subliminal playlist. Then tomorrow, if I have some time, I'm going to work on the Wealth playlist. And then the next one after that is going to be the Metaphysical playlist. Whoa, that's crazy. A black cat just walked by. Look, get out of here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to tell this story at the end of it because, whoa. Okay. Hold on. I have to settle my energy down because I just love when the connections come one after the other. It's wild for me. And it's so exciting. Even though it happens a lot, it's just so mind-boggling, and it's so exciting when it happens just back to back. I'm like, what? Okay. Let me calm down. Okay, focus, Edie, focus. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm about to get into it right now. Okay. So anyways, I had this QHHT session. It was about Operation Sophia. It was really, really wild. There was frog leg fairies, shape-shifting jackals, government operation things. It was definitely a sci-fi movie. I might write a book just based on that, see if I can get some more information on it and just write a book on that story in and of itself, because it was wild. There was also the goddess Fauna, I think. Is there a goddess Fauna? Oh, purple sage. That's what I forgot. Thank you. Some spirit was like, girl, you forgot purple sage. Okay. Hold on, we're gonna get back to the goddess Fauna, but she was pretty intricate in this as well, which I think that she is a form of the goddess Sophia. I wanted to see if there were purple sage myths, because maybe that is connected. Writers of purple sage, origins of a national myth. I just want it to be easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, just give me the thing, okay? Ooh, those flowers are beautiful when they bloom. Okay. Purple sage. Tucson. Wait, that's really funny. It says that purple... Wait, that's funny. That is not what I thought it was going to say. It says a tea made from the attractive purple flowers is a folklore cure for dumbness and other ailments. The leaves of the plant may be burned as an incense, the smoke allowed to rise up into the open sky to bring rain. That's the name of a credit card company or something like that, Open Sky. The branches of purple sage may be added to smudge or used in besom for cleansing, especially to drive out bad spirits. Okay, it's kind of taken a while to see, like, specifically the purple sage, because I didn't want it to be too long, and it's kind of taken too long just for this video. But if I remember, then I'll put it in the description box below at some other inopportune time, probably, and I'll talk about the myth of purple sage, because I like to look at the mythology stories around things, because they're usually really fun and interesting. But anyways, okay, let's get into the message today, though. 5:13 on the clock. Okay, so 7:07. Okay, so this dream, okay, so this QHHT session happened on 10:15, and for some reason I kept thinking it was 10:17, because I had a friend who was connected into 10:17, and I was like, okay, well, there must be something about the 15th and the 17th and why I keep kind of confusing these days. So anyways, I've been re-watching the TV show Fringe. If you have not seen Fringe, oh my goodness, go and watch it. It is so good. It's so good. It's definitely got some weird stuff there. It's also about some, really detrimental stuff with like MK Ultra and things like that, but there are some really, really good elements to it. Some of the stuff is a little bit graphic, I think. I mean, if you're kind of squeamish about cadavers and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But overall, it's a good series. So anyways, I'm in the third. Am I in the third season already? I think I'm still in the second season. And anyways, today I was listening to it. So I did the beauty subliminal. Then I took a break. I was about to say I took a message. I took a break. And then in the episode, they're talking about this day. And it's October 17th, 1989. Well, anytime that I see the 80s in general, I like to pay attention, because Operation Sophia happened in 82, 83. There was also a lot going on with Al Bielek and the Philadelphia experiment with time travel in the 80s. And then I actually met someone, which I'll talk about with the QHHT session, who was actually a part of some of this stuff in the 80s. And he actually ended up getting out around 89. So I was like, let me go back to October 17th and see what was going on last year on that day, because it must be something that I'm forgetting. And this is where we go into adventures in the Astrals. So the interesting thing about this is that I must have gone to sleep asking for some type of help, like from my med team or something like that. And most of the time, I don't feel like they help me at all, especially not with body stuff. But this time, somebody ended up coming through. So I ended up in the Astrals, and I kind of caught consciousness. And I knew that I was like somewhere in the cosmos somewhere, and I was in something that was reminiscent of a doctor room. Okay, so not a patient room, but like I was in the back, like in an x-ray room, like looking at the x-rays. So there's like the main hospital, and then they have these kind of x-ray rooms where they can put up x-rays and talk to each other and think of, kind of see what everybody thinks about what's going on. So that's where I was. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't know in the Astrals if I got doctor credentials, but that's where I was. So I was not in the patient room. I was in the x-ray room. And there was this giant older gray ape looking Yeti being back there. And he was talking to me in English. Like, he was cool. He wasn't like, giving modern day ape vibes. And he had this very old, ancient, wise type of energy to him. Now, he also had on the surgeon's cap with the little mirror and stuff or is that usually associated to dentists? No, it's associated to surgeons. I thought it's associated to neurosurgeons. Now I feel like I should look up that specific hat, because maybe it's connected to a specific type of surgery. But anyways, he had the one that had the little mirror on the cap. And so I was sitting there, and I just started picking up where I guess I began, because this version of me caught consciousness in the middle of the conversation. But then I knew where the conversation was going, so I just kind of flowed right into that version of myself. So we were talking to him, and I was basically explaining to him, I was like, yeah, there is a problem that I'm having with money. And it is directly being impacted by, I believe, a force, something in my body that I cannot see. And I need you to look into it. That's why I'm here today. So he actually had my x-rays that I had brought from other healers. That's what I brought. So I guess it's sometime in the Astrals, I had gotten lots of x-rays or reports or energy reports or something from a large amount of healers, and I had all of them. Okay. And so I was letting him see them, and I knew that someone had recommended me to him because he was a specialist in the top of his field. Okay, so not just like a specialist top of his field, like Forbes, top 100 or whatever, but also like proven track record of finding things, results of finding things. Okay, so not just, the credentials and stuff like that, but actual really good results. So I was like, I heard that you are the top of your field. I heard that you help people find things, and I need your help. So he was like, okay, let's do it. So he gave me an x-ray, and then we put my x-rays up there on the little x-ray board, and he didn't find anything. And he was like, I did my x-ray, and I have to say that I agree with them. And I was like, I'm telling you, do you have a deeper scan, a deeper something, a more advanced technology or something? Because I know for a fact it's not showing up, but I know it's there. I was like, intuitively, I feel like I can sense it. And it's very small, it's very tiny, but there's something very big about it. I was like, there is something going on. And I can sense it, and I feel like it's small, like you can overlook it, because I overlook it, but it is there though. I can feel it. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to take your word for it, and we will do, he was like, I have I think he said one more advanced scale. Advanced scale, I'm sorry, I got distracted, because there's like this piece of white paper that's just like floating in this hot breeze outside, and I don't know why I'm focused on, there's two pieces of, I don't know why I'm focused on that, child. Okay, let me regroup myself. So anyway, so he had one more advanced test that he could do. So I was like, let's do it. He was like, okay, it's a little bit invasive, so it's going to go into your meridian points, your energy centers, and we're going to do, it's a really in-depth scan. I was like, yes, please. Ooh, excuse me. So he did that in-depth scan, and he was like, oh my goodness. He was like, he literally said, Eureka. He's like, Eureka, you're right. And he found it. And he like blew up the meridian points. And I was literally seeing them like when you see acupuncture textbooks and stuff like that with the meridian points, and they're going along with like the vein systems and stuff like that. He literally blew it up, and I think it was in my right foot. Child, I should know this. But anyways, it was like kind of like the mid portion of my foot, and kind of to the center, but off to the right of the center, I believe. I believe that's where it was, and I think it was in my right foot. But we're gonna get to that in a second though, because I could tell you specifically what meridian line it's connected to. So anyways, he was like, yep, it's right here. So he zoomed in, and he literally had to magnify it to like 3 degrees, or 3x, 3 times 10x, child, whatever. And so he was like, yep, it's right here. And I was like, what is it? And it literally, I kid you not, it was really, really tiny black dot, but you could literally see it whirling. And he was like, I have not seen this many times, but he was like, I have seen it quite quite a small amount of times, but he had seen it, and usually when he sees it, it's the same. That's what I want to say. And so Tom Zach, what is Tom Zach? Like twin Zach? Zach always makes me think about Zodic, and it makes me think about Zakar, the god of dreams. Zakar. Okay, let me get back to that. I'll talk about that in a second. It's also making me think about Tomcat. Okay, and I know Tom or Thomas is twin. Okay. And I also heard someone that was saying that Thomas actually comes from Tutmosis, which I didn't. I was like, what? That's interesting. Like how Patrick is Ptah Rek, or the priest of Ptah. I don't know, maybe that's significant. But anyways, so it was literally a black hole. And it wasn't just a black hole. He was like, there's also a deity in there. And I was like, say what? And he was like, there is a deity in there. This is a very, very old deity, and he's going to be a little bit difficult to find for you. I was like, okay, well, what's his name? He was like, he's a very ancient god, and his name is Torin. That's what he said, Torin. It was something like that, Torin. And I was like, okay, well, how do you spell it? So this was how he spelled it, okay? He spelled it Torin. And he specifically told me that Torin is not Thor, or Thor, how we say it. That is not the same deity. Now, the interesting thing is that when he told me the name, we also kind of saw his image blown up on the x-ray machine. And I don't know what to say that he looked like, other than like kind of like a hunchback. Kind of smaller, like how there's some older people where they start to kind of shrink and get a hunchback, and they kind of like start to kind of curve into themselves some. He looked like that. He also had a black robe on, like a dark black robe, like kind of like the monk type of robes, but black, so not brown but black. And he also, there's also something else really specific too. Let me see if I can pull it up. I should have had this pulled up. Ooh, 525. Interesting. Let me see. I should have had this pulled up. Girl, you was slipping, girl. Okay, let me see. October 23rd. October was a lit month in general. I mean, it was wild. 525, and I forgot that it started off with Mina. And if 525, just for whatever reason, like in Dracula, like Mina writes this letter to Jonathan while he's like trapped in Dracula's mansion, and he doesn't realize, how much trouble he is in. And she's talking about, it's the 25th of May and Jonathan has not responded to me. Like, girl, Jonathan is trapped, girl. So every time I see 525, I usually think about the Dracula. And then at the beginning of October, which is October 1st, before I even watched Dracula, which is interesting, I had a dream that I had a fairy aspect named Mina. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then that's connected to some whole other, that's conversation for a whole nother day. But then at some point I heard this tarot reading, and this woman was like, you have a spirit around you and it's really giving me Dracula, see me now. So I went to go look up See Me Now, and yeah, it was crazy. So I went to go watch the movie and it was crazy, child. Yeah, and then I had a really crazy experience on October 2nd. I mean, just then at the end of the month on Halloween was crazy. Like, I got kicked in the chest by a deity. Like, it was like a lit month in October. Really, the whole last year was just, it was a mess, child. It was a mess. Ooh, Lord have mercy, it was a mess. Woo. Goodness gracious, it was crazy. I can't even talk about that too much. It was crazy as hell. Okay, let me see. Yes, I feel like there's another piece to it and I don't want to. Oh yeah, okay, Torrens. I must have passed it up. Okay, yeah. I just wanna be with you. That song was just playing. That song was just playing. Okay. Okay. Tauren. There are other ways to spell it, but specifically Tauren, and he was put in me in the 67 frequency or negative 67 frequency. Child, what does that mean, child? Okay, he scanned into my stomach area, and that meridian led him to one really tiny, in my right foot specifically. And he was small and nuzzled there, but the guy did find him. Yeah, but there was something else that he looked like, though. There's this, he was associated to something, like he was associated to pastures maybe or something like that. But you know what he looked like? There are these hooded figure beings. Hold on, let me see what these hooded figure beings are in. Let me see. It's like these 3 male hooded figure beings in mythology. Yeah, hooded spirits or genie, kukulatu child. The hooded spirits are figures found in religious sculpture across the Romano-Celtic region from Britain to Pannonia, depicted as cloaked, scurrying figures carved in an almost abstract manner. They are found with a particular concentration in the Rhineland. In Britain, they tend to be found in a triple deity form, which seems to be specific to the British representations. So Kakuklos, meaning hooded, which is Bardo. Oh, Bardo Kakuklos, which is Bard's hood, whose etymology remains uncertain. Oh, Old French Kogel, which kind of looks like Colgate. The Irish Cacole or monk's hood. Yeah, that's what I said. It looked like a monk's hood. Yeah. Cornish Kugel and Welsh Quack. Ooh, child. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. Oh my gosh, why is it a giant penis? Oh, look, and it's got the Ferengi type of hat. Is that how you say it? Ferengi hat. Phyr. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Okay. Gallo-Roman bronze statue of a genie Cocultus or a Priapus. Oh, Lord, not Priapus, child. Not Priapus. Made in 2 parts with the top section concealing a giant phallus. Okay. The hooded cape was especially associated with Gauls or Celts during the Roman period. The hooded health god was known as Telesphorus. Specifically, it may have originated as a Greco-Gaelic syncretism with the Galatians in Anatolia. Oh, they did say something about Anatolia today with the god Taurin. So some people associate him to Tyrannus, who is the thunder god. Okay. And he is associated, I believe, to the oak tree, because the oak can sustain thunder. And there's an older Anatolian god that has a similar name, like Tirana or something like that. Yeah, but that's kind of exactly what he looked like, except he was kind of older and had a hunchback. If you look at Wikipedia, not the ones with the penis, but the top ones is what he looked like. And so anyways, I thought that was really interesting. So I think they also said Torana was a part of it, Torann, and there's an accent mark somewhere, y'all. And I was saying at the beginning that was interesting because I just had a friend and he texted me, have you heard of thunder witches? And I was like responding to him with the first like recording, and then that recording like disappeared. I'm like, okay. But sometimes that happens. So I was just like, oh, okay. And then when I redid it, oh look, this guy has 8:26 on the back of his car. Ooh, and it's 6:13 on the car clock. Okay. So anyways, so when I redid it, there was a little baby black cat that jumped down. And I was like, oh, maybe they wanted me to respond to this when the black cat showed up. And then he literally just sent me a video with a black cat that was sitting in front of his doorway. What? And we're talking about Taurin, or Tyrannus, which is the thunder god. So I thought that was interesting. And I wanted to share that. Ooh, 533. I saw that somewhere earlier, too. I don't remember where I saw it, but I did see that earlier. But I wanted to see about Taurin and Anatolia. That's popping up to talk about. So I'm going to read that. Okay. Etruscans are an Anatolian origin. Indo-European language. Oh, last night I did get a word, because I'm looking at Turhan, like Turhan, and I got a word yesterday that was Tyn, and it turned out to be an Aramaic word. I don't know if that's significant. Okay, so some thoughts on Indo-European supreme god. Okay, let me see the Taurin thing, because it talked about Anatolia. Okay, Old High Germanic Donar or Thunar, and we can connect with the Latin tonare, tonatrus, bearing the same meaning of thunder. It may originally have been derived from the onomatopoeia word for thunder. And it is possible that the theonym may also be related to the name of the Anatolian thunder god Tarhuna, with tar meaning metathesis. Okay, so we're going to look that up, because they're like, we want you to look up this one. Okay, so Tarhuna. That sounds like it's Polynesian, Tarhuna. Tarhunna. Somebody also has the name Tar as well. Tar. I saw that recently somewhere. Somebody's old spelling of their name is Tar. Tarhunna. Anatolian god. Let's see. Tar hunt. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so it says Tarhuna, also no, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. If you're like, child, that's not how I say it. Forgive me, okay? Forgive me, please. I know, like, it might make you itch, and I'm so sorry, I promise. Let's just get through it, okay? Okay. Okay, Tarhuna, also known as Tarhun, was a weather god in ancient Anatolia and a supreme deity in the Hittite pantheon. His name appears in Hittite and Assyrian records from around 1400 to 612 BC, and later in Hellenistic personal names, particularly from Cecilia. Ooh, Cecilio, the blind. And every time I think about the blind, I think about blind prophets, blind seers. Tarhuna's name likely comes from the Proto-Indo-European root tartu, I guess, which means to cross over, pass through, or overcome, which does make sense because I was looking up Thor, and his name, of course, is also associated with Dor, like D-O-R, which is also, I guess that's where we get doors from, which are gateways, archways. They're passages, like passing from one realm to the next realm, which can also be associated to the mind, transitioning from different realms of consciousness as well. So to cross over, pass through, or overcome. And so he was the god of storms, thunder, lightning, rain, clouds, and the heavens. He was believed to control the weather, and therefore whether there would be good harvest or drought and famine. Yeah, and this guy, he had to do, like when I saw him, the Tauran guy, he was definitely like he was over a pasture, like a flock or something. Like that's what they would have associated him to, was like steering people. Okay, so according to mythology, he and his siblings overthrew Kamarbi, the previous king of the heavens. And he was also said to have defeated the sea serpent Ulyanka. He is closely associated with the Luwian weather god Tarhuns and the Hurrian thunder god Teshup. Oh, I think I've seen him before. In late Luwian reliefs, Tarhunza is often depicted as a bearded god wearing a helmet and short skirt, standing on a bull and holding an axe or hammer in one hand and a bundle of thunderbolts in the other. Interesting. So some people say that the root in the Hittite form is actually from a root meaning to conquer. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was interesting, especially as my friend was like, have you heard of thunder witches that are able to control the weather? I'm like, wow, I'm actually reading about thunder gods and weather controllers right now. So he was also known as Taru, T-A-R-U. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, maybe if you also associate to being able to control the weather, something like that, in Celtic roots, Anatolian roots, Hittite roots, maybe this is a deity to check out. And I do want to say, this ape told me that this being was placed there. Now, I kind of forgot now because I thought I wrote it down, but obviously I was tired and I didn't write down everything. Like, have you had that happen where, like, you think that you wrote down the whole dream, but you were just trying to get it out so fast and you, like, forgot all the details? Like, I didn't forget all the details. That was a lot of the details. But I do remember this ape or Yeti telling me why someone placed him there. Now, he didn't tell me who, because I don't think either one of us knew who placed him there. But he said that he was placed there, and I think it was like to siphon energy or something like that. And I'm pretty sure he told me that this being had probably been there since I was born. Now, the interesting thing is that this particular meridian, now this is a lot. Okay, so this actual meridian was in my foot, but it also associated to the stomach, and it also associates to the coccyx, which is found in the tailbone. Now, it's interesting because I had heard someone talking about this before, and it was associated to vril energy. Now, vril energy is supposed to be like chi and stuff like that. So, like, in certain places, vril is not negative, but there is the Thule Society that talks about vril energy and certain parasites that people intertwine with that are vril energy beings or something like that. And so I still have to kind of figure that out, but I do know that in Operation Sophia, there is definitely a lot of Germans involved down in South America. So, and they definitely were using Indian text to create all different type of devices and all. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But I did also find that to be interesting, especially since I'd had some of these connections and things like that before I even had this dream. So I was like, this is crazy. This is wild. Now, as I'm really thinking about it, I haven't had anything else about this Tauran come up lately. Oh my gosh, that is a huge dragonfly. I haven't had anything about him come up lately, but I'm sure probably, and I do plan to do like kind of update videos when things do come back around. I get more information on it. So yeah, you guys, I hope that was interesting. If you've had a similar experience, please make sure that you comment down below. You can also email me. My email is in the description, as well as some fun links for services if you want to donate to the channel to help it grow. All those kind of fun things. And make sure that you do like, comment, subscribe, share the video with a friend, especially something I've been talking about today, something that y'all been talking about. What's up, tribe? And I will be back with more videos soon. Bye.